good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all between the binary. This is Get Informed with Wajeeh. I'm Wajeeh Lion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have a special one for you today. Hormones news you can use. We miss you, Stephen Colbert. Come back to us whenever you're ready. To begin with, you have to understand your economic limitations in this global economy. Let me tell you a little more. Sometimes figures, do a little bit better job at explaining the situation. But before we do that, I see we only have 43 people. So before I go ahead and give you news and have people miss out on some of the news and people do not miss out on some of the other news, I recently shared the video. You guys were like, "Waji, what is this fragrances you're telling us about the other day?" BS. What do you mean kings and sultans have different fragrances than the rest of us? I wasn't joking. Coincidentally, while I was going over my social media yesterday, I was like, "Oh shit!" I came by across this guy that's special. He's a businessman from Oman and he specializes in fragrance, the most expensive fragrances in the world that is gifted and owned by the Sultan of Oman. And this, uh, uh, this is just crazy shit. One of those. So I have some oil fragrances that look like this, but one of those bottles that you see in here, and the size of this. Let me give you an idea what's the size of this. This is next to the headphones, right? This is called tola. Tola is a measurement in the oil fragrances world and the air world in particular. You could see it's made out of crystals. For the most expensive ones, they make them out of crystals and glass, so it doesn't change the fragrance. Now, one of those oil fragrances in the video is worth 5,000 dirham or 5,000 Omani riyal, which is equivalent to Omani riyal currency 2.1. So one of those fragrances, let me do a quick calculation for you. One of those fragrances, 5,000 times 2.6 is 1,000. Hold on. Sorry. So I missed it here. $13,000 and the size of this. One of the it's considered the most expensive fragrance and the world. Fragrances in Arabia and in the Middle East have very important history. They hold very important place in our culture. And if you saw, it's as if you like you're collecting cognac or you're collecting wine. It's nothing, simple, nothing cheap, and but you can find oil fragrances also for cheap. Most of your fragrances, before you start investing in them, come in an oil form, and then they mix them with alcohol, and then becomes sprayable. But just for the people who have been asking questions about fragrances, this is all oil. If you have one of these, I think this one in particular reminds me of, when you ever been to I've been to palaces in Saudi Arabia where this exact scent is in the bathroom, and I think I need to put this in the bathroom. It's a very luxurious bathroom, nothing you can imagine. But I think I will have the sticks and of this, and I like to fragrance myself and fragrance the house. This whole thing I got 100% pure oil for $35. So can you find oil perfumery, amazing quality, little scent that would last you at least 24 hours when you put it on the skin? Yes, you can. You have to find trustworthy sources that only sell you pure oil that have been extracted in ethical ways. But yes, I can talk to you guys about that later. But the reason I'm talking about all of this is because we're venturing until we have enough people to join us so we don't repeat the same news over and over again. So I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you're just coming in, please consider sharing this live stream so others can join us and know that we are live. Destroy that heart button for me and let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. We have to understand when we are looking at the Middle East, there's three important tight waterways that the world economy float through: the Suez Canal, Bab el Mandab Strait in the Red Sea, and the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf. Don't let the Arabs know that I said the Persian Gulf because the Saudis and the Emiratis like to call it the Arabi Gulf, even though Persia's been there before. Don't worry about it. Anyways, when we're looking at the Strait of Hormuz, you already probably memorized these two numbers. 27% of the global maritime oil trade passes through here, and 20% of global LNG passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Well, what about Bab al Mandab? When it comes to Bab al Mandab, you have to understand Bab al Mandab and the Suez Canal are both connected one way. This is exactly where Europe gets a lot of its access to its oil slash LNG slash pass through the trade to cut through this. The Suez Canal was an amazing way to do this. A lot of Egyptians died digging this up for the West. So 12 to 15% of global trade passes through this Suez Canal on a daily basis. 11% of the global maritime oil trade passes through here. 8% of the LNG global trade also passes through here. Same thing goes when it comes to Bab al Mandab. What is important about Bab al Mandab is Bab al Mandab is one of the most contested water spaces in the world. In fact, conflict over that waterway is often there. Interestingly, you have the Somalia and Somaliland right here, and you have the Somali pirates who are closely allied with the Yemeni Houthi. Yemeni Houthi and Somalia are right there, right next to each other. Yemen with the Houthis have showed and demonstrated to the global economy that they are more than able and capable of shutting down Bab al Mandab on several occasions. Meanwhile, you understand the control that Iran has already over the Strait of Hormuz. This would essentially, on a big level, become half useful if Bab al Mandab gets shut down. What do you mean half useful? Meaning that the European countries who are dependent on global oil coming from these Gulf states, especially from Saudi Arabia, are the ones that are going to be able to get their shipping through. And then this would not be able to pass through European shipments to go into Asia. This will be making it very hard. Because remember, not only oil passes through here, other global trade passes through there. It's crazy when I tell you guys that something will happen if this happened, and then it happens. And I'm like, I said it. I said that. I said it first, and no one heard me. Well, I guess you guys heard me. I said it first, and some of you believed me, and many of you didn't. Many of you believed me, some of you didn't. And what ended up happening is every time Trump comes out, he goes, yeah, we're doing peace talks. People start unsubscribing. And I'm like, you dumbasses. You will be coming back to me. You will be coming. I told you so. I told you so. No one wants to believe me. I have to do the genie energy. I have to do the genie energy. Uh, as of 3 minutes ago, the Israelis have killed 6 people in Gaza with an airstrike. The Iranian health ministry says the U.S. attacks on the country since July 6 has killed at least 50 people and injured more than 500. Iran's national water company says 10,000 people across 20 villages are without water after overnight U.S. attacks. The Iran's army says it has hit U.S. assets in Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait following the latest rounds of U.S. strikes. Kuwait says Iran attack has targeted 2 power and water plants. Not one, two. Not one, two. Earlier, U.S. Central Command says it had completed its 7th consecutive night of strikes on Iran, employing fighter aircrafts, aerial drones, and warships to hit the country's surveillance sites, military logistic infrastructure, underground weapons storage, and maritime capabilities. And don't forget about the water desalination plants, bridges, and civilian infrastructure. Attack on Kuwait desalination plant will have significant impact, which I have discussed in the past. Kuwaiti civilians' infrastructure is certainly being hit hard by the IRGC. A power and distillation plant was hit for the second day in a row. That is a significant because that is a critical infrastructure for Kuwait that the country doesn't have permanent lakes or rivers. It remains entirely 90% or more on drinking water that comes from these desalination plants. Two plants have been attacked over the past few days out of nine major desalination plants. So two out of the nine has been attacked. Told you. Many of these countries, 90 to 99% dependent on on these desalination plants. So when Iran really wants to hit hard and they want the message to be delivered, they start hitting these energy infrastructure. Yes. What else? You know, the poor Iranians are the ones, the civilians that has nothing to do this war with this war, are the ones that are being punished the most. Good morning from Minnesota to you, fruit to the people of Chicago. The people of Chicago, how are you, people of Chicago? How do you survive the winter over there? I have no idea. Even though we also live in the winter here in Minnesota, but Chicago winter is weird. At least you have a fashion scene. Here in Minnesota, there is no fashion scenery. There is just nature scenery. We got bird people here. We got lake people here, but no fashion people. That's okay. I used to be into fashion. Now I'm not into fashion. I just like my clothes tailored, so I need to find me a good tailor. Yes, of course, the people of Iran. Yesterday, I saw a person who is from Iran, and I could recognize that they're from Iran. Allah tul, immediately with the T-shirt, and I introduced myself. I had a protest. Saw them, and I introduced myself, and oh wow, you're from Iran. Cool, yeah, nice. So it was nice to meet people from Iran. Oh yeah, something I haven't shown a lot of people is this T-shirt. Back in 2018, I think, when Trump was still president, he had people in his White House that wanted to go to war. And I did this, I found this design and I printed it on a t shirt. 2018. Now this t shirt has hold more meaning than it held back then. No war with Iran. Uh, so I anticipated the war that the United States would attack Iran back then. You could see back how long ago? 2018, 2018, 2017. I saw that the United States might be in the future. I see might be attacking Iran. I did this T-shirt. You could tell it's very old. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. When you see things line up, you see shit line up like that, you start looking sideways and you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not what we agreed on. United States. I thought you said end all wars. I thought you said the president. Your Majesty, Baba Trump, please, please, Baba Trump. خلاص. You, you, everyone will call you Your Majesty from now on. Just bring this war to an end. Your Majesty, Baba Trump, the president of all peace and prosperity. We have the best economy in the world. The oil prices is as record low, and employment is the highest in our history. Our economy has never done better before. خلاص. What else do you want? Nobel Peace Prize. I swear, we will fight. We will fight. We will fight them so hard until you get one. We are already disappointed with the Nobel Peace Prize because they didn't give you one. What else do you want? Your bitcoins. Iran is accepting your Bitcoin. What else do you want? We are promoting your Bitcoin. We are using your money. You are a good guy for us. We invite you over to do good projects in Gaza, a good project in Iran. You will have the Trump resorts in Tehran, and where you serve halal steak and you serve halal whiskey, and you know you promote your Trump University. You will do good. You'll do amazing. Just calm down. Calm down. Help me help you. Okay? You are. We already know you're strong. Khalas, you are so strong. No one's going to mess with you. Well, just sit down. Relax. You want Diet Coke? We bring you Diet Coke. You want a KFC? You want a McDonald's? We bring you McDonald's. And Arabi and don't worry. We have Trump McDonald's ready everywhere. Just relax. Relax. Sit down. Let's talk about it, okay? You want this war to end? Remove. Remove Haksef. Remove Rubio. And put me in charge. I'll take care of it for you. Although it's more burden on me to work with you guys, but I'll take one for the team. It's okay. I'll fix it up. But you can't tell me you fired all of a sudden. You have to take me. You listen to my advice. I predicted everything that you said you would do, and predicted everything that would happen years before you did it. Years. Today I thought I would show you the T-shirt that would prove that. So you call Alibaba Wajeeh, call Genie Wajeeh, and he will help you set things straight. No, 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 no. I will not accept any money. I just gotta fix it up. خلاص. People are tired. Americans want this war to end. I hope you end it. Iran will hand over their nuclear arsenal with the small toys. They will deliver all the nuclear weapons. Yes, they will hand their midget submarine. They will do everything you want, Mr. President. Just relax. You are committing war crimes right now, hitting with bridges, hitting water desalination plant, hitting electricity plant. What else do you want? You want International Criminal Court tomorrow to call you. You want tomorrow Donald Trump doesn't know if he should go to Europe or not. You see, Mohammed bin Salman doesn't go to all of the countries in the world because he knows International Criminal Court wants him arrested. Putin doesn't travel to all the countries around the world unless he gets a promise that he won't be arrested by the International Criminal Court. Netanyahu, same thing. You want the same thing to happen to you tomorrow, Mr. President? I keep telling you the people around you don't care about you. They really don't care about you because if they cared about you, they would have told you, Mr. President, if you kill the supreme leader, you will have a target on your back for the rest of your life. I know you will go, oh, maybe I should think about it twice. Because you're not always president. You will leave. You will not have the entirety of the Secret Service. Now imagine you leave tomorrow and you don't have the full protection of the Secret Service. You have, a few. And Iran not only has a bounty on you, they have a fatwa, meaning anyone that gives their hand on you, immediately you go to heaven. That's not me. That's according to them. I'm just explaining to you, Mr. President. So if anyone in your staff would have heard that, they would be like, Mr. President, maybe you do not kill the Supreme Leader. Yes, Mr. President, maybe you don't kill the Supreme Leader. Do you have a bunker in the Mar-a-Lago? You don't have a bunker in the Mar-a-Lago. Maybe you need to build a bunker in the Mar-a-Lago as well. Mr. President, if your staff really cared about you, they would have told you that what you are doing is destroying your reputation, not only on the world stage, but with your own party. You promised your own party. They're the ones you're leaving you. I'm trying to be supportive of you. I believe I am being more supportive of you than your own staff. Because if your staff is supportive, they would be honest. Did you see how Bibi Netanyahu makes fun of you? Did you see the one time you were walking outside with your shoes with the paper towel under no one stopped you? You think no one in the White House, no one from the Secret Service, no one from all of your advisors saw the toilet paper? Tomorrow they will make you walk as a naked king, my king. You don't want to be walking as a naked king. You want to be walking as a king, I know, but you don't want to be naked. Listen, listen. Maybe you misunderstood something. But whoever told you that we are bringing Iran to their knees also is lying to you. Or you're lying to us. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, as we do to every king. You see, when we see corruption in Saudi, we don't blame the king, we blame his ministers, we blame the princes, we blame the officials. Because His Majesty the King Baba Salman, he's an angel. He never hurted anyone. Baba Salman is an angel. He loves his own people. I know you love your own people. it must be your stuff. I know for sure. Donald Trump, Mr. President, he doesn't want to take advantage of America. Anyways, maybe reconsider Patricia Hegseth and reconsider Maria Rubio and call me, okay? Once you make a decision. But I don't want to hear a call from ICE. I don't want to hear a call from La Migra. Well, hello, hello. So, why is Iran attacking Kuwait in particular? Why are we looking at Kuwait being used as this target board for Iran to hit over and over again? The answer to that it is using Kuwait as an example of what it actually could do in the region. Within Iran, there is a gradual lack of feeling that any kind of restraint is going to be beneficial to negotiations. Professor Roxine at Cambridge University told Al Jazeera, I think we're seeing from the up end that we're reading in Iran newspapers and the media that there is a hardlining generally in feeling that Iran needs to hit hard to sustain and shadow endurance, but also to affect American ability to maintain too much of a time on this warfare. Iran's strategy is obviously a war of attrition. Iran's strategy is obviously one where they want to own absolute control of the escalation ladder, which I have mentioned in the past. What this professor is confirming is that our suspicion that our decapitation of the previous Iran regime has only resulted in more hardliners to be in control of the Iranian government. And this is absolutely true, according to this professor. She says, I think what we are seeing and that we're using Kuwait in a particular as an example for what they can do in retaliation. The US is clearly hitting the South and Iran and hitting airports, desalination plants, and bridges. And so the same kind of things are being hit now in Kuwait. Shows what kind of efforts Iran really can have on these countries that are being hosting these American countries. It's really confirming to see another professor or a professor agrees with my opinion. So Iran is just making Kuwait as an example. If the United States continues with this, other Gulf states will start feeling the same pain. So now it's just Kuwait in terms of water desalination plant and electricity plants and bridges. Tomorrow could be a different story. Today might be a different story. I hope you get the idea. Oh, yeah, Donald, yeah, Donald. Oh, Donnie, Donnie, Donnie. خربت عمري يا داني ليش؟ Oh, Donnie. Mr. Donnie. Mr. Donald Trump. Come on, Mr. President. Come on. Help us in this war. خلاص. I know you don't drink alcohol. Have you thought about smoking a joint once? Really, I think if you smoke a joint, maybe you'll calm down. All right, I'll go to your questions. You know, Snoop Dogg said he smoked weed in the White House before, so if Snoop Dogg did it, you can do it. Morning. Yeah, there's no video. We can't. I was just saying hi. Let's fix this. You really, Teresa goes, I really enjoyed the video of the perfume. What were they saying? They were just talking about the different types of perfume and the fact that they have the most expensive perfume in the world, and some of it was owned by the previous sultan. Isn't that a war crime? Yes, hitting water desalination plant, hitting energy plants, bridges is a war crime. Can I sell these T-shirts? Why not? Maybe I should have them getting remade and sold. How does McDonald's taste over there? You see, there is a McDonald's menu that doesn't change, and then there's a McDonald's menu that is related to each country that is in. So one time, whole bunch of economists who are bored wanted to come up with an index that would determine the purchasing power each country has when it comes to their ability to purchase. So they were asking questions. Okay, what is one thing that exists everywhere? What is the product that exists almost in every country? And they came up with McDonald's. And they came up with the Big Mac index. And that index basically tells you the international purchasing power of Big Mac across the world. Basically saying that there is a standard menu that goes everywhere around the world that doesn't change, but then there is the native country's menu. If you're bored and you want to learn about the Big Mac index, it's a good subject to learn about. Is it true that we bombed their water reservoir? I think we have hit one of their water reservoirs before, yes. Can you check your mailbox on Tuesday? I sent you a box on, but the vendor did not put my name on it. I just figured out the issue with the company forwarding mailing address. So if it was supposed to get there by Tuesday, it's gonna get to me later. But we were just able to hash out the whatever that needed to get figured out. Question: considering fragrance production, are the various fragrances made from pure essential oils, and what is the historical and cultural significance of fragrance production in the Middle East? Well, oil is how it started, and then people started mixing it with alcohol, so it becomes sprayable. It becomes a cologne. Cologne is comes from the German city Cologne, and the first company that ever made cologne come from the city Cologne, Germany. And when it comes to cologne, not oil fragrances, colognes, 4711, they're original. They're the only company that can say original Eau de Cologne because they're the first cologne to ever make cologne. They're the first company to ever make cologne, which is mixing alcohol with oils so you can spray it on you and you can consume less of it and show more notes. But anyways, this this particular blend is at least 300 years old recipe or 200-year-old recipe. So it's very nice for after finishing food. We usually give it to guests for refreshing their hands. It's not that expensive. You can get it like for 10, $20. But especially after eating fish or fried chicken or something heavy on the fat, after you wash your hand, you usually give it and you put it on the hands of the guests to freshen up their hands so it doesn't smell greasy. That's one thing that we do it. Usually, also barbers use it after the barber shop to put it on your neck after they clean you up so you smell a little fresh. Um, the other way they could do it is they put it on the blade for the straight razor, and they put a whole bunch of alcohol in there and they burn it off just for extra show and extra smell. So when they shave your face, it smells a little fresh. And apparently it helps kill some extra bacteria. So, it's been used heavily on for the last 200, 300 years. It's a staple in my house, especially in the bathroom or after food. So essential oil is what you would use if you want something to last for hours and hours and days. And then I would use fragrances if I just want them to lose, for a few hours. So he was taken from citizens and children, ability to have fresh water. Yes. Passage of oil. Oh, we already said that. Regarding the Strait of Hormuz, 27% of oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz. I think I don't have a number on regards to Bab al Mandab of how much of that oil passes through Bab al Mandab, but 11% of global maritime trade passes through Bab al Mandab and the Suez Canal. What is the most popular food in Saudi Arabia? There's plenty of food that is popular. National dish is kabsa, and then you have the unofficial street food is, or the official street food is shawarma, and then there's other traditional food, but those are the two most famous food, shawarma and kabsa. Let's see if you guys have other questions somewhere else. Oh, when you use oil as a way to fragrance yourself, a lot of people make a mistake and they put a lot of oil. No, you only use a drop, believe it or not. That's why when you look at this, if you notice, it's a stick, but the stick that is dipped in the oil is enough for that scent to be wet on you and it would last alone hours and hours and hours, sometimes days. So we did an episode about we did an article about women roles. I think I did an episode about women roles as well. Or was it about the weddings? We can do another episode about women role. Why not? The ones that could push Trump toward war crimes is the International Criminal Court and lawsuits against Trump. Yes. These come in many different mixes and many different fragrances. Uh, from fruits, fruits, and rare aromatics, rare spices, and perfumers mix it, and they make ones for ladies and they make one for men. My favorite is ambergris because it's an amazing, magical scent that just can't be easily replicated, and it's really good mixing it with a lot of different things. Yes, you can DM me for information regarding oils. Oh yes, that is true, Tiffany. Did you know, Tiffany, that the company Tiffany was the same company that made the emblem of the United States, of the eagle and the olive branch and the arrows? The company Tiffany was hired by the US government to make that emblem, believe it or not. So the jewelry company Tiffany has deep history roots with the US government. Spell the fragrance 4711. That's the name of the company, 4711. Oh, gee, you've said this before. If a guy wants to get married, their family relatives have to arrange a meeting, and then if they like each other, they move forward regarding that relationship. And they do have a lot of bases on family rotation, family alignments, and so on and so forth. Do you know this administration has changed the eagle emblem, how the arrows are placed? No, I did not. If you have a picture of it, put it in a screenshot because I don't see it. You know, I would love to own one of the like the vintage US seals like that. That just would be a beautiful one to own. Yes, there was a workhouse with Malcolm this morning. You must have missed it. Thanks for asking about that because you just reminded me to post my live. So I just published the live workhouse with Jacob and Malcolm. Is this the so-called Department of War Crimes? Well, you said it, not me. If you're just watching and you're tuning in, please consider becoming a paid subscriber. Help us pay the bills and cover the cost so we can make these live streams possible. We are fully dependent on your support. Your financial funding for our channel is what makes this possible every day, makes our articles, and makes our live streams much possible because you have decided to take a minute and support us. Supporting my type of work doesn't cost a lot. It's only $5 a month or $30 a year. If you really want to go all out and want to become a VIP member, it's about $1,000, up to $1,000 a year, and you can be flexible on that as well. So please consider becoming a paid subscriber. It really helps us a lot in getting this type of content ready and published for you on a regular basis. And we are still working on getting you more content and more trainings and more speakers who we are talking to are in the background. So please stay tuned. Please consider becoming a financial supporter of our channel. If you cannot afford becoming a member, that's okay. Reach out to me. We'll help you. We'll happily give you a member on the house, a membership on the house. We really appreciate you becoming part of our community and giving us your time and attention and wanting to learn. Did you get new glasses? No, my glasses was broken and I found the screws that I could add to fix it. But these are very heavy. I just don't like the way the ring light has the reflection on it. All right, I guess this is a good end for our Q&A for this morning. If you are just coming in, thank you for tuning in. This will be published again on Substack and on YouTube. Before you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching a recording. Please like, comment, join the community, and then come this on Substack. We have an amazing community that just wants to learn and improve and get this world to become a better place for everyone. And thanks for becoming part of that community. Remember, you may not fuck with politics, but politics will always fuck with you. As always, مع السلامة, bye bye بالإنجليزي, goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.